Don't laugh at me. My glasses are in the car and I'm too lazy to go get them. Welcome to No Madness Life. If you're new here, please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. And if you'd like to become a member, links in the description. Says Frank and Willie. We have 2 tiers. Join or don't. Oh my God. My life is one ball of chaos right now. You know what they say? It's a roller coaster ride. Life's a roller coaster ride. It goes up, it goes down. Right? It's been going down a lot lately. Seriously. And I wish you people's weather would get better so I can send out all these face creams. That'd be great. 107? Really? Okay. Is there hope for September? Texas, Louisiana, Florida, parts of California, yeah, was that it? Is that all the states that I'm holding on to here? Hi guys. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh my God. And then I was just listening to an update on Katie, Miss Effing Wonderful. I had my headset in while I was dealing with other shit. You know what I mean? And, oh my God, I was laughing because she's like, I'm sick of you people coddling me. You need to tell me the truth. And I'm like, oh, that's a trap. That's a trap. Katie, we know better. We know better. You don't want the truth. Let's be honest. No. Ain't falling for it. Nope, not falling for it. Not falling for it. In my mind, I had a full sentence of the truth. And it was like a bloop at the end. In my mind. But if I say it out loud, you ain't gonna want the truth. Ain't that the truth? Anyway, speaking of wanting the truth, okay, here's the deal with Foodie, okay, you guys? All we can do is speculate. You know what I'm saying? All we can do is speculate. The end. You know what I mean? Don't take it so serious. Someone said, you speculate too much. I'm going to go watch something else. I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? I'm not, listen, don't you watch mysteries and get them wrong sometimes? And you're just speculating through the whole thing because it makes it fun? That's all we do. And that is all we do over here, and make fun with it. Because if not, it would make you crazy. Are you that invested that you got to go watch somebody that lets you know the truth about Foodie Beauty's life? Like, seriously, come on now. Can't you play armchair detective with us? If not, I can't help you. That's the truth. Like, he's not there, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Have some fun. Please don't take this all serious. Please. We look for nuggets. Yeah, he's there. Okay, maybe he's not. You know what I'm saying? That's all we're doing. I'm like, proof he's there. You know what I mean? I'm looking for the proof. And then I had a little fun with the title, okay? It's not the end of the world. Everybody relax. Please. You get me all fired up, then, we're all fired up. We don't need to be fired up over Foodie Beauty. That's what she wants. She wants that energy of frustration and psychosis. No. We don't swim in that pool. We're here to just have laughs. And it's funny. I mean, think about it. She's sitting in Thailand, and she don't have to. She's on vacation, alone. For THC? Left your husband? What? For THC? I didn't even know that shit was that good. Thank you. These are my upstairs glasses. My regular glasses are in the car. And everything's been popping off. So I just haven't felt like going out to the car and getting them yet. As long as the speculation has some possibility of being true, some creators and chatters make themselves look ridiculous with the crazy theories. And that's the fun too. The ridiculousness. My God, they even have a show on MTV called Ridiculousness. Life, can you laugh at life? We're not that invested. Well, we are as a soap opera, but not personally, I mean, she has you on a mental Olympics team at this point, which is great. Our Goody said, weed is great. Well, there you go. I guess it's worth leaving the husband and shit for a month. Just toke it up for a whole month. Woo-hoo. Then you'll go back and miss it. And then you got to take off again. You know, it's a whole thing. She'll be back. She can only go 3 months without it, even though she's so glad she don't have it in her life anymore. But here we are. You guys believe anything she says? Nothing. Here's a fun fact. When she says Salah rented the apartment and bought the car, well, he's a resident, so he can. She can't. She's on a tourist visa. Well, here's the deal. Right, we're going to cover all that. But the truth is, he could not rent that apartment in his name. It's a family building. They'd have to be legally married, which means she would have to be a resident, which she's not, which is why she's in Thailand sitting. Why she goes places every 90 days. But did you know? Because she goes, talk to me, Goose. How did I sit there for 6 months? Well, you weren't there 6 months. You were there 4. When you returned back to Kuwait, it's been 4 months. And you can file for a 30-day extension. Only twice, though, as a visitor. I looked it up. It's all out there. Like she says, Google it. I Googled it. Anyway, I thought we would just have fun with this today. I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tabs open. And then you're all going to say, what's your source? Well, her people. Where's your source? What's the source? Honestly, you can look all this stuff up yourself. It's not that hard because it's Islamic law in Kuwait. The things I'm going to read you, that is their law. Like you can't dispute their law. It's not up for dispute. Their law is their law. The end. If she found a loophole to get a civil ID card and they're not legal, which, by the way, the only way to get married legally is to be a resident. The only way to be a resident legally is you have to go through this full health screen. It's the law. And you cannot have diabetes or high blood pressure. You will be denied residency. Yeah. We're going to go through all of it. And then maybe we could just go, you're wrong, Foodie, you're wrong. We've done it before, but we'll do it again. Why not? We got new people watching. So, thumbs up in the chat. Let's go. Look at this. I'm getting rid of the old lady arms. Got a little vajiggle jaggle under here. But look it's minimal now. It's just this. We know they used a loophole and you can get in big trouble. He could get deported. He could get deported. And I even said it in my last live stream. What if she's waiting till next month to go home to Canada? Because they got to find out what's going to happen. I don't know. It's a speculation. We don't care. It's fun. Anyway, you want to do this? All right, so I went to the 39 mark. I need to go to the 39-minute mark. This is where we'll begin. I'm not playing 3 hours. Sorry, I love y'all, but not that much. I don't love Chantal that much. I mean, watching her. Whoa, what's going on with the face? Looks like your rash is spreading, ma'am. You might want to get some antibacterial wash. Maybe some peroxide. Ooh, that might work. Yeah, she's going to Canada soon. You know that she is because she's been saying she won't be back for a long time. Well, she actually said she'll be gone for a month, but I think the next payday is the next move. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, sorry for the jump scare. Let's check our volume. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. We are still going to have fun with this today. We're not going to get ragey, even though she gets a little bit, defensive. Yeah, we're just going to, yeah, I see she put her shirt and her sweaty, nasty, dirty hijab on just to do the 3-hour live stream, but she put her pajamas, the heart ones, over the long sleeve shirt. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, that rash is looking very problematic. If someone in Kuwait reports them while she's gone, she won't be let back in. Exactly, Dot. Could have been the slight emergency. We don't know. I guess we just can speculate. All right, let's rock and roll, folks. Folks. Here we go.
So, Welcome salam, Fidget.
I want to know what the sound is out in the hallway. It's a little disturbing.
So if you're single and not married in Kuwait, you're basically homeless unless you live in your country. So basically, Barbara, the majority of people are expats to work there. So they usually
Yes, you have to have a work permit. Even Salah is considered an expat. And we did look up the Bedoon thing. And yes, I think we got an issue with the Bedoon thing. He is, and I'm going to apologize. What is that on my paper towels? A fucking bug. For real. Okay, got rid of it. I let it live its life. I didn't kill it. Let it wander. I'll vacuum it up later. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I'm going to have to probably apologize to someone because they did change the meaning of... Okay, so there's Bedoon and there's Bedouin. Mo said he's a Bedoon. Right, because a Bedouin is a different thing. But Bedoons generally do live in the desert. They are considered illegal residents because they were not a part of... Okay, there was a small window of time where, like, they were making expats actual citizens. Whoa. And they only did that for a certain number of them. Now, did Salah get in on that citizenship? Very interesting, because it was like 200,000, I think. Or no, how many was it? Anyway, they did a thing where, but we don't know. We don't know. We have no idea.
A lot of them have the employers who bring them on the work visa. And all this information is available.
Okay, so here's what I think she's like kind of hinting at. Remember when they put her under the perfume company's name? And she said she was going to have to work, but she would have still never got past the physical. That's my point, and I will continue to hammer that home, is that she would not get past the physical.
To you at if you want to research it. But basically...
I did research it. And oh my God, the things I found. Now, how you guys slipped through a bunch of stuff, it probably has something to do with money. Salah's been in Kuwait since he was a kid because his father works there. Yes, his father's very important there. I know, Hilf, but at one point, they were giving people citizenship, and then they stopped it. And that's where the Bedoon thing, I'll show you. Okay, so I have to find it. Okay, so here's the Bedouins. Bedouins are a diverse group of people who at the time of independence were not given Kuwaiti nationality. That's a Bedoon. So there was a time where they did a thing called independence. And they actually gave people Kuwaiti citizenship. So a Bedoon is a stateless Arab minority in Kuwait who were not included as citizens at the time of the country's independence. So we don't know if he was included. Was his family included? It's a possibility. So if he's not living, you know what I mean? Is he on a work permit? Which, by the way, would have to be, even if he's a resident, he still has to. Resident and citizen are two different things. So if he got included as a citizen at the time of the country's independence, and he was stateless, it's considered stateless, Arab minority in Kuwait. So if he got included, then he is not a Bedoon. We just don't know if he got included. Like, for real. And then it says, who are the Bedouins now? They're the semi-nomadic community. These are Bedouins, not Bedoons, that are historically engaged in animal herding and grazing and agriculture. So Bedouins are completely different than a Bedoon. These are animal herders, agricultural, Bedouins. Up here, Bedoons, Bidoon. We're learning today, folks, so we don't get confused anymore. But he would not have a Syrian passport, which I believe we have assumed, because I've never seen his passport. We've only assumed it, right? If he has a Syrian passport, then he is not a citizen. Yes, but they did a thing called, Bedouins are natives. Yes, they're just nomadic. Exactly. They're just nomadics. So Bedouin and Bedoons are totally different. So I'm just saying, it depends on if he just has the work permit, which means he's a resident, has a civil ID card, but every year he has to redo his residency. Every year. Oh, Foodie said he has a Syrian passport? Okay, then he did not make the independence. When they had the country's independence, he did not become a citizen. Okay, so he's a resident, which means he's on a work permit, just like everybody else over there. And that means that every year, so maybe his year is up, and he's having an issue with his residency, because they've got to do it every year. So there was the Kuwait, so like I was showing you here, the state of Kuwait is no longer offering a residency permit to expats suffering from cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, and other non-infectious diseases. So before it was all infectious diseases, right? So Foodie, as long as Foodie didn't have an infectious disease, she could probably get a residency. But the state of Kuwait no longer offers that to people with cancer, diabetes, or high blood pressure. She don't have a residency. Carry on. She's on a visitor visa.
They have a rental place for them, and a lot of them, the males live with other males. You know.
So, what are you saying? What are you saying? If males live with other males, Salah lived alone in that little shack, didn't he? And how the hell did you move into that little shack when you weren't even married? Remember, the courthouse date was 2 months past when you showed up, and you filmed inside that place he lived in, called the bachelor pad. How were you able to do that?
You know, like that fire that was just happening in Kuwait. It was
That thing is so dirty, you need to wash it.
an employment camp, basically.
We don't need to talk about that employment camp. In fact, you got a building right in your parking lot that's only for single males. How is that possible? How would you have a building full of workers, because the buses are there to take them to work, all single males, and then you got a family apartment right next to it? That's bizarre.
Construction workers, mostly for a big company that brought all these people from India, and they rent entire buildings. That's why you always see those big buses in our parking lot, because our building is a family building.
Look at all the sweat. Oh my gosh, why'd you put that back on? You're gonna have a bigger rash.
Surrounded, there's another family building across, but surrounded by these expat worker camps. And a lot of them have been, employers will do things illegally under the radar.
That makes sense. I also heard that there's so many possibilities of why you could live in a family apartment. You, as a tourist. They're called short-term leases, but did you notice she's moved 3 times since she's been there?
That's why Kuwait has been changing the policy, like they're inspecting the buildings now.
Is that why you're in Thailand?
Because of that fire, because a lot of males were cramped into one. So usually
They're also, if they suspect that people have fake documents, resident documents, that they will shut off the power to where you live. That's the other thing they've been doing.
have your accommodation already out for you. So single people, it's usually expat workers, not usually, Hey, Tristan, Maddie.
Isn't that what you're supposed to be? If you did a loophole and put your name on their business as a worker, wouldn't you be under a work permit, which means you could get residency, temporary, but you could get residency. So if you're not working for the company and they find out that you falsified documents, you guys would be in big trouble, right?
Thank you. But it does happen. There is a bachelor, yeah. There are buildings specifically for bachelors.
Yes, and there's one in your parking lot. You showed us.
And for people living alone.
Yes, it is easy for her to rent as a single female in a family building. Yep.
And a lot of them are shared accommodation. A lot of them are not, but there's certain buildings, like my building is a family building. So those are the most common.
Are they the most common? I think the most common are single male.
Any building we've ever lived in, there's always a sign when we go to call.
No, the first one was his bachelor pad, and you went there and stayed without being married. Also, the second one, he used to lock you in. I don't believe that was a family building. This is, I think, the first family building you've lived in. Yeah, Salah did say a single woman can rent in that building they're in.
Oh, it's like families only. So that means you have to show your marriage certificate. So he had to show the marriage certificate.
No. It may have been the first Misyar, a Misyar marriage, right? But here's the deal. Even if you had the 7-day marriage, you actually get to dictate how long. If you guys didn't know this, look at this. So Misyar marriages is legal in Arab countries, including Kuwait, if it meets the requirements of a Sharia marriage contract. So both parties agree to the marriage. 2 legal witnesses are present. Remember, she said there was witnesses. The husband pays the wife a dower. She said that. There's no fixed time period for the contract. There is no fixed time, but the stipulation agreement by both parties is they cannot live together. Right here. The wife voluntarily gives up certain rights, such as living together. They cannot live together. Which is why I said he doesn't live with her. She lives there alone. He comes over and visits, but he cannot live with her. But they can stay in this fake marriage for a long period of time. As long as the wife voluntarily gives up certain rights, such as living together. Boom. So they don't live together.
And everything. But as somebody is...
Why did Salah live in a bachelor pad if he was and is a wealthy businessman? Because men cannot live with women. If they're not married and don't have a family, they cannot live with women. They have to live in these bachelor apartments.
Especially at the time that we got all their stuff.
I don't even think he stays the night, to be honest with you. I think he comes over for the live streams, plays the Casio keyboard, and leaves. I really do. Welcome to the Willies, Cinnamon Girl. Yeah, he's her gopher. She already said it.
With the status I had, I couldn't rent an apartment.
Oh, good. I'm glad you told me that because I didn't look up the Bedoon citizenship, the independence. I thought it was in 2000 something. Let's look real quick. When was the Bedoon Kuwaiti citizen? When was the Kuwait independence? We got to do this. Okay. Independence for Bidoon for Bedoons. Oh, wait. They've done it a couple times. So there was... They did another one. It was like a lottery of sorts. Okay, you're right. So, like I've read before, Kuwait's home to an estimated 100,000 to 200,000 stateless Bedoons who were excluded from obtaining citizenship when the country first undertook. So even if he has a passport, a Syrian passport, and a birth certificate, right? Which means he was born in Syria. Well, it doesn't matter, because even if your dad's born in Syria, you're getting a Syrian passport. The end. It's all about the bloodline. So the Bedoon Committee, the central authority for dealing with the status of illegal residents, that's what you want to look up, and they'll tell you that he is stateless. They consider it stateless if you are not a citizen or a national of Kuwait. So, Mo was right.
Man, I can't buy a car there.
She almost said, I can't rent. And we know that's a lie because Salah already said it. Yeah, single females can rent in family buildings, but we know you can't buy the car. It doesn't mean he bought a car. It means he could be a salesman and he gets to drive a car. So don't even start with the potato thing.
Are you kidding? Like, it's like, no way. Yeah, it was sad. Rest in peace. It was like 40 people. Terrible. So the Kuwait government, the ministry responsible for that, like went and inspected all the buildings and...
You're kind of giving a hint that that's what happened, and that's why he sent you out. But I want to know, did you get your animals and everything out and you left? And of course he don't live there, so it's just sitting there empty. So when they come in to inspect it, it's just women's clothes. Something is off.
Looking for, Hi, Brittany.
I don't know why for a month or two. Because I don't know. I think she's just trying to play it safe. Last time they went in August to, like 11 months ago, they went to Thailand a year ago. Isn't that weird? The same time that Salah would have to keep reapplying for his residency. He can do it forever, but I don't know if he has long-term, but they said every year they check. You have to do something with the residency. So I was like, it's a year. Did he get her out of there? Because last time they left together for 6 weeks. And this time she's gone for a month. It's bizarre.
We lived in... No, not at first, ECP. Like, at first...
So ECP asked her, did you have to sneak into Salah's apartment when you first visited him? Now, we all saw it. What are you going to say, Foodie? You weren't married.
So he was living in a bachelor apartment.
Correct. And you showed up with your suitcase. Remember the bed? At the end of the bed was a refrigerator. Remember that place? Remember you had to go out in the hall and pee in a hole in a community bathroom? Remember?
And insomnia, which we... Yeah, like...
What?
Like, after we're married, that was...
No. After you arrived. You got off the plane. Yeah. No. Have you looked at when your courthouse wedding was? Have you looked at when you arrived in Kuwait? It's all over the tubes.
It was like the first building. We
You weren't supposed to be in there.
lived in together, and
then you guys moved like thieves in the night to a new place. And then you moved again. Overnight. I wonder if he's moving overnight now.
Was like...
Everybody's like, I think his first wife is having a baby. I'd love to know how. Wow. Okay.
You could tell it was like a bachelor, but it was like, he kept it like before, he was so...
No. That wasn't the question. You weren't married, ma'am.
Like, before we met, we used to be on video together so long. Like...
Here comes another lie. Listen to this.
Like almost 24/7. Even when I would have to go get my food at the villa downstairs.
You went downstairs to get your food at the door. Okay. Press X to doubt on that one.
I would get my paneer and run upstairs.
Because you didn't want him to know Pete was doing it for you. So you're lying.
I think Pete was working at the time.
Pete has not had a job in 2.5 years. Nice try, though.
And I was on the phone with Salah, so I didn't
So
want-
I was on the phone, and I didn't want Pete to go get it, because then Salah would have known that I have Pete go get my food for me, like a husband. Yeah, that would have been awkward. Awkward!
ask him to go get my food. I went and got it myself.
You never went and got it yourself.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let you go so I can eat and I'll call you back. He's like, no, eat on camera.
So he's a feeder. He wanted you to eat on camera. Okay.
Like, you know, like we didn't want to let each other go, so.
Yeah, sure. Just like he did with Kybella. She said he drove her nuts. He never left her alone.
He went on video and he like redid his whole bachelor for me. Like he made it so nice. It was so cute. There was like
Okay, we're done with this. Next. All right, so now we're going to move on to, let's go to the 1 hour 11. She's in the seal position now. So we're going to go like right, oh, almost had it right there. Oh my. Nah. What happened?
Also didn't want to ask him to go get my food.
Jerk. I stopped it where I wanted it. There.
I know people roll their eyes at that, but I think Salah pays a lot more their living expenses than Chantal.
So somebody in there said, I know people are going to roll their eyes, but Salah pays more than people are saying, Barbara Delauz Beezer. He pays a lot more for their living expenses than Chantal. He likes to be the alpha and spoil her. Okay, there's definitely some sock account. Barbara, right? Mm-hmm. She made sure she read that. Now listen to that nonsense.
Likes to be the alpha and spoil her. Exactly. Like
I see you didn't unpack your suitcase. You're gonna be there a month, eh? Getting ready to just jump on a plane to Canada at any moment.
His culture, it's like I don't think he would feel like a man if he didn't control.
So first of all, you're speaking for him. He hasn't been in your chat in 2 days, right? And then when he does come in, he calls you an apple or whatever, as round as an apple. But anyway, you still don't see what's going on. You never seen what was going on with Nader. There's people out there that can actually sit on the outside with no feelings involved and actually see what's actually going on. But once again, you don't see it. And then it's going to be too late when you do see it, because it's going to be a Nader situation where he literally finds another woman and boots you. That's exactly what Salah's going to do. I mean, I hate to tell you this, but somebody has to. Somebody has to tell you this. That's why I said I would have never went back after the Kybella thing, because it literally told you everything you needed to know. That he's never going to tell you that stuff, because he feels out every woman he's with when he talks to them, and he adapts to who they are. He's seen you as insecure, desperate, gullible, and he played the part. That's what scammers do. Just when they try to sell you a window or two or a vacuum, right? They feel you out, and then they go in and they adapt to who you are. And they make you believe whatever they want you to believe, as long as they're getting out of you what they want. And Nader did that to you and fooled you 100 times. And you let him continuously take advantage of you. Unbelievable. But anyway, we all see it. Sorry you don't. You can call us haters, whatever you want. Just trying to help you out. But, you know, whatever. Do you, boo. In the end, you got a family in Canada. The end.
Contribute as much. Like, if he didn't contribute, he didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
What you thinking about? He's not contributing. Sorry.
It's just...
Sorry. It's the truth. And this is like, I know you don't bond with women. I know you don't believe women, like, are insightful. You put all your faith in a man. I don't know why. I've met many of women like you, and I watched them lose everything. I've seen them lose everything and then go and be with another guy just like it, because the other guy finds out from your mouth all the things like Nader did to hurt you, and they do the opposite. But the truth, they're doing the same thing. They're just doing it a different way. Sorry, but it's the truth.
Like, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Westerner, it makes me more attractive to him as because
No, he was seeking out a Westerner because you said you would get him papers to Canada. He wants a ride to Canada. He is tired of all the games. He just wants to be free, to let his freak flag fly, I suppose. But maybe he's got friends and family over there too. Probably. He's got plenty of friends that did it, and he wants to do it too. And you were maybe the money to get it done, but you're not going to be the sponsor to get it done. So if he is skimming any money and tucking it away, I'm just saying, you can deny it, you can call me a hater. I'm just saying, when he's got enough, it's going to be a sad day for you. And I hate seeing any woman fall for bullshit, but here we are.
because that's what he was seeking. Because let's be real, like I would.
That's what he told you he was seeking. And he said, what are you seeking, my love? I want a man that won't abuse me and yell at me. All the things Nader did. You literally spilled your guts. Because not only did you want him to feel sorry for you, you wanted him to not be that man because you were so attracted to him, right? Well, what he did was he took all the words you said, tucked them away, filed them in his brain. But I'm going to guess there's been a couple slips. You've seen something. We've seen something. The Kybella thing. We've seen the aggression. We know it's there. We know it's there. So I'm just saying, like, you wanted it so bad you manifested it, and he made it happen. He made it happen. He became your dream guy, but in the meantime, he's getting what he needs. It's called scamming. Do you know how many women like you have had this done to them? Like I said, there's a woman over in Syria right now living in a camp because the guy that did this to her and told her everything she ever wanted to hear, he burned her passport. She can't ever go back to Canada. Look it up, Foodie. Look it up.
I was seeking an Arabic man, so.
Exactly. And why did you have to go to Thailand when there were plenty in Canada? Plenty. Why, or not Thailand, Kuwait. Why did you have to go to Kuwait? Because he didn't stay out of your head. Nobody else mattered. Once it made you feel like you could get away from Nader and be with your dream man. That's exactly why you're in Kuwait. Because there are men in Canada. There are Arabic men in the United States. Many. Why Kuwait? Why did he reach out to you? Why did he reach out to Kybella? Because he's trying to get a ride to the Western world. And if you can't provide it, at least you're gonna provide the money. Sorry.
Arab. So why don't people pick on me, accuse me of like...
Don't try to make him a saint. We know that you just don't think and you lead with your heart. And he's got a whole game that you're not even familiar with. I mean, we watch it play out with Nader. We're watching it play out with Salah after the Kybella thing. Sorry, but it's the truth. Go home.
Like, oh, you just want him because he's Arab. Like, why don't people say that about me? You know what I mean?
We have said that about you. Why did you go to Kuwait to meet a man you've never met before with debilitating anxiety and get married? Talk about getting married over the phone. That's wild. Yeah, he set his WhatsApp to Canada.
We saw the shack he was in, but that's so racist.
Oh, she's gonna cry, scream, and rage when it comes to light. And trust me, it's gonna come to light. Why do you think he's not appearing anymore on videos and all this stuff? Because he was outed. And it makes her so angry because they have a couples channel. Nothing's been put on that in 10 months, 11 months. He refuses. He's done. He's going to keep her on the hook as long as he can. Yes, I do think she believes they're legally married. And it could be something as simple as him going to the courthouse to just pick up his residency papers. And she wouldn't know. She wouldn't know. She wouldn't be able to read it.
Like, that's a lot of apartments look like that in Kuwait. Like, are you kidding? He's a bachelor. Why would he need a mansion? I never said he was rich. Like, that's like a not bad apartment for Kuwait, like for a bachelor. Like, what? I didn't save him from anything. What are you talking about?
No, what you said is, and here's what we'll talk about. You said before you went over there that you would not have to do YouTube. Now he's got you doing 2 and 3 hour lives, just so we've noticed. He even comes in and comments, wow, you gone 3 hours, right? You already know what's going on, and you don't even have to lie to us because we can see it. He was pushing you to stay on live streams when you didn't feel good. You didn't want to be on. It's a Shani and Rev thing. Anyway, when Shani pushes Rev to do live streams for money. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Anyway, you said to us that you did not have to do live YouTube. There's other ways to make money. And once you marry him, you will not have to work again. That's what you said. That's what you said. So we were like, whoa, did she get a national? Whoa, she got a Kuwaiti national? And then we found out when we seen the shack, literally, that wasn't the case. Yeah, she said there's other ways of making money than YouTube, right? What loving husband tells his wife she looks round like an apple on a live stream, right? Same one that told her her face looked like the moon. Yeah. She did say he lived in a mansion. No, she was going to live in a mansion.
Actually, in the only way that would be true is because, yeah, before he met me, he didn't care about staying in a place like that. He didn't want to spend a lot of money. He was doing a lot of other good things with his money. That's what I'm saying. If you knew him, you would be surprised, and you don't deserve to.
Oh, so the reason you still have to stay on YouTube is because he was spending all his money on good things in the background. Got it.
But he, like...
Daddy's home, yes.
It was fine. Like, you don't know the living in Kuwait, like...
Well, we've researched it. We've researched people that come over there on a work permit. Doesn't matter what country they come from, like teachers and doctors and construction workers and contract military. They stay in Kuwait in really nice places, houses. They can rent them because they get a temporary residency. You came over on a tourist visa and you are staying with a Bedoon, and the housing shows it. You're outside of Kuwait. We've seen it. You filmed it. You walked it. We've seen it.
Sure, there's modern apartments being made all the time, whatever. But like the norm, like the living for most expats is not like a luxurious apartment.
Some are. If they're on a work permit, yes, they are. I've showed them. They're furnished. They're beautiful. Some people have actually trucked their stuff over there. One couple from California, because he took, I think he gets a 10-year residency as a teacher over there. And so they brought their stuff from California and put it in this beautiful home in Kuwait that they rent. Yes, people that are over there with careers as expats get to live in beautiful homes. I don't know what he's telling you, Foodie, but you can use Google. Well, we looked up Bedoon. We looked it up. And yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's not a citizen or a national. That means he's a Bedoon. That's the way Kuwait defines it. Do you want to see it before you come in and fight with us? We literally looked it up. Okay? We looked it up. Although most Bedoons have lived in Kuwait all their lives, many Bedoon families have lived in Kuwait for generations. Bedoons are not considered Kuwaiti citizens. Okay? They're stateless Arab minority in Kuwait who were not included as citizens at the time of the country's independence or shortly thereafter. He wasn't born when they did the country's independence. So he is a stateless Arab minority. That is a Bedoon right there. When you just type in, who are the Bedoon people in Kuwait? That is him. The end. For the 100th, well, just for the 10th time today.
That's how he lives. Like, what the fuck kind of shit comment was that? You know? And
No, it's not true. No, it's not true. There are two different, no, there's two different types of stateless, but only Bedoons are, there's ones that have no birth certificate from their own country or passport. It was lost somewhere, like in different countries. They have to live in tents out in the desert. But the fact that he has a Syrian passport and birth certificate, he gets to work permit. He's still a Bedoon. The end.
it's just so weird. Like, anyway.
Yeah, and if you're under a work permit, you get a residency, and you can get up to 10 years depending on your profession, which is kind of cool. So if you are a professional needed and very important to the things going on in Kuwait, and you make, probably good money for them, you can get a 10-year residency. But if you're just working at a perfume business and that, you got to renew it every year.
What West Coast?
And that's what I've read. Go read it yourself.
No, you don't deserve to know. Okay, why do you think West Coast? I'm talking to you. I'm obviously.
I don't know what set her off. Let me think. Okay, certified window licker said, that's a Beezer over there. I think they're going off what he told Kybella. I think that's what set her off. They're going by what he told Kybella. So there's that.
Obviously talking to the person. I'm addressing the person who just left a hateful comment. So why are you
That wasn't hateful. They were being honest.
taking personal offense to it? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, they expect all Arabs to have, exactly. Yeah.
They expect all Arabs to have millions in wealth. That's what Benina said. No. Everybody knows only the nationals through the bloodline of Kuwaiti are wealthy. Everybody knows that. We don't expect anything. We had to do all the research because these two flip-flop on the information.
He was fine with his life. He had a good life. He had, you know what I mean? Like,
Then why did he set himself up to meet somebody on WhatsApp from Canada? If he had such a good life and he didn't want to come to Canada. Even Allah said that he told Allah that you were going to get him to Canada. He's probably finding out you're not and you can't.
he has a lot of friends. He was never alone. He was always with friends. He has a loving family. He had his own car. He had his own place. Like, he had everything he needed. Like, what? Like, just because he doesn't have, like, a new Maytag silver friggin', like, set of stuff. He actually had a big silver fridge. I thought his fridge was funny for the size of his apartment. It was really cozy. It was really cozy.
I just can't even believe you're still trying to make this more than it is. That just blows my mind. Yeah, he just got rid of all of his friends because of you. So that sucks.
We had a big screen TV, a comfy bed, a couch.
Even though I still think they're working together on the background, just so you know. I do believe that. So what's the difference between Bedoons in the desert and Bedouins? Bedouins are actually like agriculture. I'll show you. So if you go down to Bedouin, they are this is a Bedouin. They're a semi-nomadic community that historically engaged in animal herding and grazing and agriculture. They mainly identify as Palestinian Arabs, but use the term Bedouin to refer to their nomadic way of life. They're just nomads. They have nothing to do with residency or citizenship.
Couch, an air fryer. That's all you need. Actually, I adopted. It was kind of like more roughing it style, yeah. The only reason he's moving up whenever I moved over
Because of your money. Duh.
there is because we're now couple.
So what? So what? If you were happy in that quaint little cute bachelor pad, why'd you guys move like a thief in the night? And then the next place, you moved like a thief in the night. What was wrong with the second place? Then you went to a third place. I think you're doing the second and third place, I believe, are probably short-term leases. As you as a visitor leased, not him.
Like, he knew that living in that bachelor would not be like good for two people as a married couple. You don't live there as a married couple. That's
You can't. It's for single males.
why, yes, we're moving up, you know?
So you were hiding in there.
And, but like, I used to have to, like, the bathroom
Hide.
was small. Cooking in that kitchen was interesting. Remember that, like, stove I had, the gas? See, I don't mind. I find that stuff interesting. I like kind of, like...
That's bizarre.
If anyone doesn't like Salah, that's fine, but to say mean things about him, it's... Yeah, on my channel.
Hey, he said mean things about my religion, so to him.
I'm like, go elsewhere. I don't care if you want to be a piece of crap elsewhere. They are married.
We are. We're being a piece of crap over here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the permission.
Especially, you know? So, yeah. Brooke, I'm trying to think of what to do. The world is my oyster. What shall I do? But yeah, I'm just saying these things just to say, you know.
Why? If it's all private, why are you talking about it? You have said you were no longer going to talk about your relationship, your status, nothing. So why? Because you're sitting in Thailand for a reason. And you want to talk about it, but you can't.
We're entitled to our privacy.
Yeah, so shh.
It's my right to, you know, stay and work on my marriage. It's my right to, like, how I want to live my life, you know? So, and that's what I mean. Like, I don't owe people.
We just don't want to see you stripped of everything. Like, for real. I wouldn't want that on even my worst enemy.
Information is basically what I mean. Hey, about friends and family.
Duping delight. What did you have? The most delicious Hasselback jackets with cheese and butter nam. Thought I'd share. Well, good on you. I had the most amazing dinner last night. It wasn't lunch, it was dinner. We ended up having dinner instead of lunch at 5 o'clock. And it was freaking amazing. I had what you call a Mediterranean trio. And it was this amazing, like, toasted stuff, like a bread. It was toasted. And I had hummus. I had this amazing feta. It was just like this. Oh, I don't even know. It was so good to spread on it. And then I had some Brussels sprouts. It was the best Brussels sprouts I've ever had. Except for my own.
No, I don't want a cheese toasty. I'm a nosy bitch. You guys can be nosy, just don't be...
Yeah, okay, so we can be nosy. You know, but they're just asking questions that you can ignore if you want.
Mad if I don't give you everything, like all the information, you know? That's all. But there's a lot, like 95 to 99% of our relationship nobody sees, you know?
You have a couples channel for a reason. He doesn't want to film with you anymore. What is that telling you? Like, the whole internet knows what happened. And now he refuses to film on the couples channel. I think he was using the couples channel and filming with you to get the attention of other women, because he got the attention. He was in your chat and reached out to Kai Bella. Like, come on.
So, but yeah, hi, Leah.
And there's somebody in her chat says, Pajami Mama said, or be disrespectful and rude. Well, she takes everything disrespectful and rude if you don't agree with her, Beezer. So it doesn't matter how, like, we're haters when we're literally showing you that there's no way they're legally married. I mean, there's just no way. There's the Misyar marriage, but even in the Misyar marriage, it's legal. And you can make it last as long as you want, because there's no fixed time period, right? And I believe this is the marriage she has, but here's the difference. The wife has to voluntarily give up certain rights, such as living together. So she could say, yes, we're married, but we cannot live together. That's all she has to say. Everybody knows this. There's no way they live together. She lives there alone. And a single woman can rent in a family building. The end. The thing about the Misyar marriage is that he doesn't have to file for divorce. He can just say, I divorce you, and it's over.
Joanna, actually, Amber, what advice would I give to a friend going through what I did? If I knew, it depends what I knew of the relationship. Otherwise, I couldn't really give a good analysis.
Well, like the time, remember when he picked her up to take her to the movies? And he walked in the door, and that was her second apartment, not the one no, it wasn't. It was the one she's in now. He walked in the door to take her to the movies, and she said, oh my God. She goes, I know, it's really dirty. Like the place was trashed. He didn't live there. He came to pick her up, take her to the movies, which he can do if they have a Misyar marriage. He just can't live with her.
What that person should do. Actually, what I would say is, it's up to you, you know? Just be careful. I trust your judgment. As my friend, I would trust their judgment, and I would say it's up to you and leave them to make their decision, you know? Like, especially if the husband, he's never, you know, physically harmed her, he's never been nothing but loving otherwise. Like, why would I interfere in that, you know? And that's what I would say. Go watch a movie.
So if somebody was looking for advice, if somebody was what? Looking for advice? Oh my God, I have to find it. I don't know where it's at. Like, the only advice I would give you after the Kybella thing is run, don't walk.
If you want characters. Right, Carolina.
Yeah, but she's mad at Shannon and FFG for them trying to protect her as a friend from an abuser. But they were the ones she turned on. So we already know if you have anything against all the stuff Salah said and done to her behind her back, in front of her, comments he's made, women he's put down in the chat, the way he's been, which has been aggressive. Sorry, you don't see it, but we do. We're haters. Got it.
Sugar mama or not, she's happy, so let it be. No, after what I went through with Swordfish,
that was all your choice, though. You knew the second night, the big drug night. You knew what he was about. You knew he was aggressive. You were scared of him. And yet you kept going back for 18 more months. Tell us why. See, that's a you problem. You can't blame him. He just is who he is. And you kept going back.
like all the money I lost, no.
It's still your choice.
Like,
Yeah, remember when Shannon tried to be her friend and even her abusers were telling her to stay away from him, he's abusive, and she's like, I am, no more, I'm never going to see him again. And then she was sneaking behind her abuser's back and lying to him, and then she was lying to Shannon, and Shannon called her out. That's all she did was call her out, and she called it a betrayal. Wow. No, that was a good friend. Calling you out as a liar after you used all her energy, crying and raging, and went back to him. Wow. I wouldn't respect a friend that went back to someone after I let them cry all night over a man that abused them. No, I wouldn't respect that.
Natalie, I told you guys about the, thank you, Natalie. Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. There was
Yeah,
one-
she willingly gave him money. She chased him down. He didn't have a car. He didn't have a driver's license. He lived 30 minutes away. She drove that key over there constantly, running to the bank on her way there.
One time he was like super coked out of his mind.
And so were you.
We both were, but
There you go.
got really nasty when he would do more than
And
like,
that was night number 2. Because we remember when you were talking about it on the couch with Pete, how you didn't know if you were going to see him again because he was so aggressive and bad things happened that night. Yeah, remember that? That was night number 2. And you kept going back for 18 more months. Wow.
like 4 grams. He got like rat face, like snarling at the mouth, foaming at the mouth, nasty.
And why didn't you go home? You had a car. Why not? Why didn't you just leave? Why did you start moving in there? CPAPs, TVs, clothes.
And like this is an instance like right before the more abusive actions happened, physical
And you kept staying and staying and staying and staying.
abuse. This happened. He was like just an example of financial like issues, like abuse.
It is financial abuse. You're in financial abuse right now. Why is that man pocket watching you? Why is he telling you not to spend money on this or that? Here's your budget. It's your money. You're the one that lays here and earns it. I mean, I have so many questions. You're literally repeating the same situation in a different country. It's ridiculous. You've lost everything.
With him, like he was.
I don't know why she's going over the Nader thing again. I have no idea. She's got Canada on the mind. She's got Nader on the mind. I have no idea. Is she trying to figure out how is this working with Dee Dee? Why hasn't Dee Dee left him yet? Like, I have no idea. She spent half this live stream talking about Nader. I don't even want to hear about Nader, to be honest with you. I really don't. And even after he told her to quit talking about him, she still talks about him. It's bizarre.
People can even still say, do you miss those times? Are you fucking serious? That's why I didn't let him come to my house. I was smart that way.
You did let him come to your house. And he kicked your...
Yeah, he would be in
kicked your cat. And you denied it.
Messenger. He hid it really well. Except that one tree lady, but I was like, he wouldn't. Oh, yeah, he would.
Oh, he hid that he was cheating on you? Didn't you have to go to the pharmacy? Okay. Yeah, and then he wanted Pete's out because he wanted to move in, just like you moved into Dee Dee's.
I don't know, Barbara. I don't know, Barbara. He couldn't get his food. Yeah, I totally gassed him up. The barbecue at Nights Inn with the meat was so hot.
That's another time where she had the courts put a personal protection order, a no contact order on Nader. He could not see her or talk to her, and neither could she. It works both ways, Foodie. Anyway, that's when everybody seen her with him while they were grilling at that motel. Nader was doing a video grilling some fucking roast on a on a grill that looked disgusting with a plastic fork. Anyway, just to make a video. And Foodie was filming it. And everybody seen her in the grill handle. She denied it until she finally admitted it. She's admitting it here too.
Hard, tough, and chewy, no seasoning. Like what, you're gonna grill something with no seasoning?
She misses him. For real.
Seems to be getting the brunt of the weird, oh no. Yeah, like the weird, like triple layer, like green, yellow, and blue fucking casseroles. I don't even know what the fuck those are.
Yeah, you miss him. She never got over him. She's not a person to get over things, by the way.
Yeah.
There's that, Jamie.
It is sad. Oh.
Yeah, but here's the deal with the nanny thing. We thought the nanny thing, Tattoo Crazy. Tattoo Crazy said, I looked it up. It seems a nanny can be a live-in nanny in Kuwait. Maybe her job title there is to live with Salah. Okay, let's picture this. We will. Foodie's living in that spare room, right? But she takes up the whole apartment, eats all the food, and there's never, like, healthy dinners. And so let's say Salah and his wife and a child lived in the other bedroom. Foodie would never do that. No way. Now, if they lived in the apartment next to her, And she had to watch that kid when she's not doing live streams? Possibly. Part of the contract. But everybody's like, Lord, no. I just don't see any time in the day she would devote to a kid. She sleeps. Like she sleeps and she goes live at night. It's bizarre.
And the best time during was dropping, like, he was mad that I was going to therapy. He's like, what are you going to talk about? Like, are you talking about me kind of, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah.
You didn't say yeah, you thought it.
In my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah, of course you didn't tell him that. You said no. I'm just going to talk about my mommy and daddy issues. She just makes stuff up. All her memories are Nader. She's been sitting there thinking about Nader. In fact, before she even did this live, she titled it Not Okay in Bangkok. Because 20 minutes before she went live, she was having some sort of meltdown. Well, anyway, I guess a gummy took care of that. Because all of a sudden she went live and she was laughing her head off. And everybody's like, what do you mean you're not okay? You seem okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she goes on and on about Nader, da-da-da. And then Salah ends up showing up almost when she's done. Almost when she's done. And then she starts putting on makeup because Salah shows up. This is how desperate she is. She used to do this with Nader. If Nader was ignoring her, she'd put makeup on and put her red lips and shit on, trying to get his attention. And so she started putting her makeup on. You know what I'm saying? Yes, this is from last night. Look, she got her pajamas on over her shirt. It's a whole... It's got Canada vibes all over it. Okay, so I showed you that the state of Kuwait no longer will offer residency permits to expats suffering from cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure. So we know she's not a resident because she would never qualify. They will not offer a residency. The end. She cannot say anything else. And then to get married in Kuwait, okay... let's see. I gotta get to it. You cannot get married in Kuwait unless you have a valid residency. We just showed she cannot get a residency. If you're holding a tourist visa, you cannot marry there. So you can't get married on a tourist visa. And the only way to legally get married under Kuwaiti law, if you're an expat, is you have to hold a valid residency in Kuwait. So is this all ringing bells for you folks? Okay, now you can get long-term stay, work permits, and residency visas. But in order to live and work in Kuwait, expats have to obtain a residency visa. She has no residency visa. She cannot. She would fail the health. See? Everything requires a residency visa. That's why she's a tourist. And then we did the whole Bedoon thing and the Bedouin thing. If you did not see it, go back and watch it. Because honestly, I'm tired of this whole lies and pies and supersized fries. Shelly, an update on my coworker. His family finally moved over to the USA. His dad is allowed back to Kuwait, but his mom and sister can't go back because they won't allow the permits. Wow. Isn't this too much hassle for a man? Exactly, you would think, but scammers, they do the long game, especially if they can get money. They'll do the long game. I've seen Dr. Phil episodes where a woman, until she was drained of all her money and there was none left, that man just kept running a scam on her. I've seen it happen to men, lonely, desperate men with women, foreign women, scamming them out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? I've seen it. I don't really think he expected Foodie to come over there and actually plant herself. But he didn't know Foodie very well, did he? Does she still think she won't have to pay her taxes from YouTube? Don't know. That would be funny, though. Why is she doing all this? At this point, I have no clue. I thought it was to make Nader jealous. I thought this whole thing was about that. Yeah, she did scream out, "Hi, Nader." And then she tried to play it back, like cool, like it was hilarious. That was like 2 days ago, yeah. Oh, definitely. I think she's talking to him. I think she's trying to help him get his channel back, too. And I'm pretty sure Salah knows everything about Nader, and I don't think he has a problem with any of it. What they're doing on camera is all just it's maybe her just trying to help Salah get to the United States or Canada. Probably Canada. Maybe he's a friend of Nader's. Nobody knows. I've said this so many times. I think now she realizes starting over in Canada is too hard. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think she is even filling any time. I don't know. She can't claim it for Kuwait. She's hoping Nader meets her. Perhaps. Perhaps. Wouldn't that be wild? If he disappears and goes on vacation, all bets are on. Speculation. So Pete was asked about the beast and he almost spilled something. Turn said, if she hasn't said it, I can't say it, and smirked. I think he's getting them a place to live. I think next month she's going home to Canada. I'm starting to think that. I think she's waiting out in Thailand. I think she's waiting out Pete's to get them a place. I'm sorry, but I do. And maybe all her stuff's going to be shipped. I love speculating. It's so fun because we go, what if? And then we're like, damn it. Or we're like, yes, we called it. That's the fun part. Oh, Pete's will always be there for Foodie. She's his only friend. She's his best friend. He loves her, and she can do no wrong. He will always be there for her. He has said it. So you can call him whatever you want, but that's the one person she can never disappoint. Oh, I didn't know if she was wearing her wedding ring or not. She was wearing it at the restaurant. Then she don't wear it. You never know. I hope that's true because that poor elderly couple that rents to Pete, Stinky Malone, that's funny. He said she's his best friend. Absolutely. He will never let her down. He will let her spin in circles and he will pick her up every time. So we'll see what happens, but I just wanted to put that info in there and not like turn it into 10 different things because it's Kuwaiti law. This is so simple to look up. There are so much information, Okay? All right. Now, I got shit to do. Love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you so much for the thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for hanging out with me. Next time, we're going to have a laugh. We just got to get this info out there. So people, everybody just stop fighting. Stop. No, we don't have to be right fighters. We can all be wrong. It's fine. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.